welcome to this week's video. You remember, if you haven't already subscribed, please go ahead and do that now. There's a lot of people watching the videos who aren't subscribed, so if you could just click that button, that'd be a huge help. New week, new video. I'm currently moving slurry around here. It's the 3rd of February today, and we've had so much rain over the last couple of weeks. The ground is saturated, everywhere's in muck, the tractor's dirty, the lanes are mucky, just everywhere is wet. So we're still moving it around for the minute. Hopefully that'll come to an end soon. The calving has started, as you saw in the last video, and we've only had one more cow since, so that's 2 days ago. We've only had one more cow since, and we're on the point of ready to really kind of start. Just myself and Paul were looking today, and there's 4 or 5 there very close, and we'll be in the next day or so. And next week will sort of continue that way, a little bit slower, and then the week of the 14th of that, we're due to have 50 cows calved that week. So that'll be the busiest week of the whole season, and it'll be 50, 30, 30, 20, kind of all the way up until Paddy's Day. And then after Paddy's Day, I think there's less than 40 cows left to calve. So big push on that between now and Paddy's Day. This week will allow us to get some slurry moved around, and the road hedges, I haven't finished hedge cutting, so there's road hedges to be finished. The closing day for that is 1st of March, but I need to get it done this week because I won't have time once you start doing 50 cows in a week calving. So that's pretty much the plan for this week. Just on the people commenting on the last video there about what machine it is that we're looking at getting here. Some of you have got it right, a lot less than I thought would have got it right, but some of you have got it right, not all of you now. Obviously I won't be able to give away the answer to that until the machine actually arrives, so you won't know whether you were right or wrong until that comes. So that could be another week or two. But patience, and we'll get free hats out to you, anyone who gets them right. So if you haven't answered yet, go watch that video now if you're new here, and leave a comment with what it is, and you might get a free hat for yourself. See there, the tank is full, but most of our tanks are full pretty much. We've exported a lot and moved around a lot of slurry and bought our way up until now. Today is kind of the end. We can't really move around anymore. We can't really export anymore for the minute. So everywhere is full. Now normally we would always get, from the middle of January until the end of the 1st week in February, a little window where it's dry enough to get the pipes in and get tanks emptied. But we haven't got that this year, and we had a night last night. It rained all night long, everywhere saturated. So what's been moved around this week, now yesterday and today, is going to buy us another week or 10 days or that, where we won't have to spread. But then something will have to change then, because we'll have to get the slurry spread. The ground needs to dry up, needs to hurry up and dry up as well. So with the pit empty there, as you can see, there's quite a drastic change in feeding up here. There's just 4 bales in that line of feeding there. So that's real dry silage type, haylage type hay stuff. I think it's 43, testing 43% dry matter. The pit mightn't necessarily look like it makes sense. The pit was very good stuff, good silage. And we have it all used up on dry cows, but we need the pit empty to tip feed in it, so it's important to get the pit empty first. Now we're on to bales. They're not all like this, but just the bales that are currently in the front of the stack are like this, and we're going to feed these here now. But it's fine because these are far off dry cows, so there's cows in this not calving until April. There's nothing up here calving until after the 20th of March. It's only the 3rd of February today. That is plenty good for them. they were actually getting too fat on the pit silage while they were on it. Because these cows are dry since nearly the 23rd of December, 24th of December, and then they're dry then the whole way through until pretty much last week in March, first week in April. So it's probably good that they're gone back on this for the minute. Now, it's the usual story, 2 to 3 weeks before calving, these will all go up on oats and their diet will improve drastically, but at the minute, this will probably pull a little bit of condition off of them, or certainly hold them where they are, and we don't want them any farther than they are because they still have 2 months before some of them are going to calve. So that's the drastic change in feeding, and like I said, it might make sense that we empty the pit first, but we have to empty it because we need to get feed tipped there for cows now that they've started to milk. So there's method in the madness. Through the dry cows here, 7 calved so far, but it's going to kind of take off now, so much so that we're walking through the dry cows now 3 times a day, so morning, lunch and evening time, just to make sure that we don't have any ended up calving on the cubials. Haven't had any yet, I'm sure we will have some, but we'll try and stay ahead of them. With plenty of cows bagged up like her. Yes, there, any of them there really, all around the one level. It's Friday morning here, the end of the first week calving, and there's 10 cows calved. Hope you can hear me over the digger, probably not. 10 cows calved. So the start we were expecting really, no issues so far. No issues really so far, thank God. But they're just in for more milking here now. At the minute, we're only milking once a day. So until we've enough cows to go into the milk tank, we don't do twice a day. So that'll be next week now. Probably Tuesday, I'd say. We'll have enough calves to be worthwhile, and enough that's worthwhile to put into the tank. There's no point milking cows twice a day if their milk is being dumped. So, and it makes no difference to the cows from once a day for a few days at the start. So you see this cow here is a fresh cow. She only calved last night, Paul calved her last night or this morning. They'll come in then. So basically anything calved last night will be milked in the morning, and anything that calves after up until 3:30 in the evening is milked in the evening, and then anything calved after 3:30 in the evening won't be put through the parlour till the next morning. Again, it just saves when you're starting the parlour the whole time, so we kind of have a cut-off point and that's it. But they'll come in then when you're evening milking, you see, and the calves before 3:30 will be in to be freshly milked with the evening milking, and the same in the morning. That's why she's in here now. So what we do with them when they come in is their tails have to be clipped if they're long after the winter. They get red tape on their legs and a couple of extra red spray, and up on their backs you get a red X, because they're all in the one shed together at the minute. They're in the shed with the spring cows, so you have to be able to pick them out. So that's what we'll get done with her. Milk first. She give about 4 litres of colostrum there. So the red tape, they're all red now at the minute, but the red tape means they can't go into the milk tank because they have antibiotic withdrawal. So when they were dried off, they got antibiotics, and it takes so many days then after the calf for those to go out of their system, and then they go into the tank. So when they're now going into the tank, then the red tape is cut off, and then you know that tank or that cow can be moved into the tank, and the ones with the red arm can't. I also forgot to mention they were giving them butox there, so they're a little bit lousy after the winter, and as soon as they calve, then we support them with this stuff. So this stuff here is, it used to be called Masticide, I think. Diosan make it anyway, just look it up. It's a barrier teat dip. A friend of mine actually put me onto it, John Ryan. Here's a shout out, John, if you're watching the video. We started using it if we ever had a cell count problem there. If it started to build up on any of the farms during the summertime, we'd say, or if they go in first during the winter. Say your average, you haven't got a whole pile of clinical cases, but your average cell count is over 200,000. We with that stuff for a week or 10 days and it'll nearly drop straight away. So we found it so good at doing that last year when the cows came in on the second farm, we used it the whole time, and it brought cell count way down, kept it way down. So this spring now we've decided to use it from the start on cows that are in full time. So the only reason it works so well is because it's like jelly. So it goes onto the cow's teat and it stays on the teat end for way longer, right up until the teat end seals itself. Teat spray is good when they go out to grass, but you know, it's kind of, it might be dripping off the end of the teat when you let them out of the road, but 2 minutes after going back into the shed, it's gone, and it takes a little while for the teat end to seal on the cows after they're milked. So I think while they're in, we'll stick with that stuff. Definitely works. Diosan was called Masticide, so just Google that and it'll bring up the new one. But it's a barrier teat dip. Store all our colostrum in 3 litre milk cartons like that, because every calf gets 3 litres here of colostrum. It's put in the carton straight after milking, and then it's brought home, put in the fridge and stored for up to 48 hours. It's used a lot faster, but it can be stored for up to 48 hours. I'll show you in another video how we select the colostrum, what cows it comes from, how we test it, how we feed it. But if I show it to you, in this video, I'll have showed you everything, and I won't have anything left to show you for the rest of the spring. Just on keeping dump buckets clean there, with colostrum going into them. Look, it's a farmyard, so you can only be so clean, but we'll try our best here. When you get the colostrum out into the carton, then it's washed out 3 times with cold water, and make sure you rinse out the hose 3 times with cold water, or just leave it blasting through it, and wash out the cluster, just this one, with that hose. And then I half fill a yellow bucket with hot water, and then I put peracetic acid in that. And peracetic acid is your best friend during calving season. If you haven't got any, get some. It's cheap and it sterilises everything that it touches. So I'll just dump the cluster in that. Let me suck that up. Put it in there. When it goes in there, then I'll shake that around for 10 seconds, and then I'll leave it sitting in it then all day. And when I come to use it then this evening, probably again, if it's a fresh cow, I'll just dump it out, quickly rinse it out with cold water, and then the colostrum goes into it. And you know, There's nothing left over from this morning yet. This stuff is stinking now. It's like vinegar, the strongest vinegar you ever smelled. But there you go. You want the inside of that as clean as you can have it, pretty much. Because if you're putting colostrum in that and there's bacteria or dirt in it, the good bacteria and antibodies in the colostrum will be used up on the bacteria inside that, and you just spoil your colostrum. And that's just stored in there like that, with the pipe on both sides of the lid, and the lid left on with the acid in it until this evening. So next job is just wash the clusters, wash out the powder, wash out the machine, and then it's breakfast time. That's the peracetic acid we're using. And that's the most important part. So it's food grade, which means you can use it in bulk tanks, milking machines. Great for cleaning out these cartons. I clean out the stomach tubes with it. The women use it to clean all the calf mixing tanks and the feeders. Used everywhere here. Great stuff. To show you how much fat is in colostrum, our first milk. Look at our filters off. All that white stuff is milk fat. When you put cold water through the plant to rinse it out, it hardens all the fat. Serious food in that milk. It's actually very variable throughout the year. Now the milk companies do their best to make it as standard as they can, but you'll just, if you notice this time of the year, milk cartons, if they're left on the side in the fridge, I see particularly Tesco ones, if they're left on the side in the fridge, and you'll have a white ring close to the top, and that's because milk in general this time of the year is higher in fat. And that's to do with the cow's diets, and because they're indoors full time at the minute. As the year goes on, then spring and cows start to eat grass, the fat content drops and the protein content goes up, and you won't see that in the milk. So just take note of that the next time you see a 100 milk carton. That's why. It's because it's winter time. That's the morning routine pretty much squared up. I'm just up here now, and I'll scrape the beds and scrape out this dry cow yard here. They're delighted with this dry silage now. Took a few days to go from the wetter pit silage onto that. They weren't really happy, but they're delighted with it now. So I'll do up here. Paul has all the rest of the yards done. He does them while I'm milking the cows every morning. And that's an end to the first week of calving season for 2025. I know you didn't get to see a cow calving in this video. That'll all come next week, and it'll be calving videos for a long time. The spring, you'll be seeing calving videos by the time the spring is over. So that's it for today's video. Like I said at the start, if you haven't subscribed already, we get lots of views from people who don't subscribe. So if you just click the subscribe button, it'd help us out an awful lot. And like the video, hit the like button as well if you liked it at any point throughout. Like I said, lots more calf stuff to come next week. So we'll talk to you then.